I wanted to share how I got here. Lose it, then gain it, then lose it, then gain it, then lose it, then gain it. We're gonna get it together. And that's just like really, I used to make a lot of bad choices. Sugar or like chips. People, I'm so scared to talk about this.
Hello everybody, this is Gary the Vegan Carburetor. Today I'm going to review, critique Kalel's video that she put up today. Kalel is a YouTuber with 1.3 million subscribers. She's well known in the vegan community because she has been a vegan here and there. But that's not where she got that 1 million subscribers. Of course not. To get that popular, I think she used to be one of those makeup tutorial channels. And yeah, she's really good at that. I'm going to start with this clip that was near the end of the video. 18 minutes in, she says something interesting here at the end.
I was a little nervous to make this video because I know of it's a very sensitive topic for a lot of people, and I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings or make anyone feel less than or...
Yeah, I think I know where she's going here. That when you talk about eating healthy, people who don't eat healthy feel insulted, belittled. Yeah, well, I don't think of that at all, man. If you don't want to be healthy, well, that's up to you. But I'm not going to be concerned about that.
Please know that's not my intention, but also at the same time, people,
And there's another person being too careful not to offend people. So typical of vegans. Oh, I mean ex-vegans. My intention is to help people. Everyone will be helped by eating right. Eating junk, eating unhealthy, and eating animal products never helped anybody. It's just a mental addiction. It's those addictions that get in the way of leading a good life.
People, I'm so scared to talk about this, can you tell? I just feel like when you reach a point and you don't feel healthy, you don't feel good in your own skin, I know what that feels like. Even though people keep trying to kind of discredit my struggle because I was still skinny or whatever, you know, I gained 20 pounds. It felt like a lot for me since I have lost almost all of that 20 pounds. So I'm not really trying to lose a lot of weight at this point, but I was. So I wanted to share how I got here. Hope this video didn't send a bad message.
What does she mean, bad message? Is she really worried? Because she has so many subscribers. If she offends 1% of them, that's 10,000 people. Oh, and this is probably why she never did many vegan videos. I was flaked out on that. I don't know what she's so worried about her subscriber base for, because she doesn't make many videos at all. What does she do?
We think it's so much worse than it really is. It's just... I know. Life in 2020, am I right? It's just like there's too much pressure. Too much pressure.
Too much pressure on us in this age? And where does she live? I get the impression she lives in California, especially the Los Angeles area. Maybe there's this pressure because everyone's walking around looking great. And maybe if you're young and female, you see that as pressure. Oh, yeah. I have learned that when women are dressing up and just trying to look, spending so much time trying to look good, they're competing against each other, not necessarily for men, but just to try to say like they're better. It's just this competition. What's the point?
Temptation, that's the real issue, right? Anyway, okay, I'm gonna go. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you really soon.
Okay, let's get to the beginning of the video.
So a lot of you guys know that in 2019 I was depressed, unmotivated, ate a lot of really bad food, gained 20 pounds, struggled with facial swelling, which I'm still kind of dealing with, and just, it was a mess. My health probably was at an all-time low, and you know what? 2020 we're not doing a repeat of 2019. No, we're not. We're gonna be thriving. We're gonna reach peak health in 2020. I'm putting it out there into the universe. I'm gonna reach.
Pause. Oh man, there's always too much to say. Well, first of all, it takes more than a year to regain your health. And why did she do 2019 the way she did? What was going on there? Wasn't that also the year she quit veganism? Okay, now we're going to get down to her plan for 2020 and her advice.
For today's video, I would share with you guys kind of like the technique that I've created for myself that has been really working for me, because I had a lot of trial and error at like the last half of 2019 with trying to lose weight, and I would lose it, then gain it, then lose it, then gain it, then lose it, then gain it. See that you're not making the progress that you thought you were going to be making.
I'd like to know why she's gaining the weight back and over again.
You know, it's tough, but I have outsmarted it and I am making progress consistently, so I thought I would share with you guys everything that I've been doing. Eating right so that you don't overeat.
Yeah, how not to overeat and just end up 400 pounds, like in my last video about the 1,000-pound sisters. Yeah, and I was telling someone the exact same, just about the same thing Kalel just said there. You got to eat some decent real food. Those sisters there, they were hardly eating any real food. Well, they were eating meat, which doesn't have all the nutrients you need, but they're eating like a huge, did you see that 20-pound salami?
So lately for breakfast, I've been really into smoothies, and this week especially I've been very spoiled because Daily Harvest is sponsoring this video, and they sent me a whole box of all of these amazing treats, and I've just been living for it. We have smoothies, we have oat bowls, these little snack bites. And I just have to say, as somebody who is quite a packaging snob, the Daily Harvest branding just really makes me happy. I just feel it's so cute, and I love how the ingredients are all simple and just there, written for you, clear as day. So nice.
I guess she said packaging snob. I hardly even eat stuff with packaging. That should be included in one of her mistakes she's made.
Bad choices.
To pick food based on its packaging. Now keep in mind when you watch this, she should have mentioned this earlier, that she says she eats around seven or 8 times a day. So therefore, this 200 or 300 calorie meal is just fine.
So I just put the contents of the cup into the blender, and then I'm adding in a bit of oat milk. Just to make it nice and creamy, like a milkshake. Yeah.
Showing us the thinness without making it obvious. It's sounding like she goes to sleep well after midnight, which I've heard so much of people doing that in the vegan community, and especially ex-vegans.
I am not hungry at all. For those first 3 hours, I am not hungry at all. Like it's very easy for me to just not eat for the first 3 hours that I'm up.
Yep, same with me. I've had this feeling that I'm not hungry only because I get used to the feeling of hunger, or I'm so busy that I don't notice it. Yeah, like with fasting, hunger will shut off after a certain point.
What's difficult is not eating after 8 p.m.
Oh, that's interesting.
Not eating after 8 p.m. I usually probably stay up until about midnight or 1.
Ding, ding, ding. I guessed correctly. Okay, so I was right about that. And I'm also right about this. No surprise that she said it's hard to stop eating after 8. She also says later that she eats a huge dinner. And so she's basically binging at night and has a hard time stopping. Can anybody guess what could cause that? Well, she says she's eating 7 or 8 meals a day. Maybe these aren't 300 calories. Maybe they're 200 or less. And maybe she just eats 6 times a day. So that would be 1,000 calories in the small meals. And then dinner, is that 1,000 calories? That adds up to 2,000, which is fine. Oh, and I have this problem too. It's like my body has gotten used to this. Like I've gotten myself into a pattern. I eat a lot at dinner, and so I'm not hungry in the morning. Maybe that's another reason. And so I don't eat much during the day. And then when I do sit down to a meal, and of course the meal is cooked, and potatoes, and that's more stimulating to the appetite, this becomes a cycle. Sounds like she's in a similar cycle. She also says she doesn't restrict. I don't know, man. I don't know. So let's hear this part again. This says a lot about why Kalel has so many problems in her life.
I usually probably stay up until about midnight or 1. And usually around 11, I start getting cravings for like sugar or like chips or like...
Now, what are you thinking of right now? Are we all thinking the same thing? We're thinking about those two people, right? Classic case. Oh, but I see what she's saying here. She finishes dinner at 8, but stays up after midnight, and there's going to be more hunger there. Yeah, if you stay up too late, you might get hungry again. Especially if you're just not eating enough. Right, people? Here's my tip. If you find yourself binging on ice cream at midnight, like Trisha Paytas, or eating bananas at 3 a.m. like myself, then you're not eating enough during the day. So she needs to shift all that, and so do I.
Which leads me to my next tip.
Okay, we have another brilliant tip from Kalel. Oh, actually, some of these are good.
Throw it all away. I kept telling myself, I can have self-control. I can have, a bag of chips, maybe like a package of candy in my house, and I can be smart enough to not eat it all in one day. But then time and time again, I would prove myself wrong. I don't have self-control. Most people don't have very good self-control. Get a trash bag.
And you have less self-control the less you eat. I was like this all through my 20s and 30s, but in the last few years, I've been able to bring back foods that I banished because I couldn't control myself. Chips, crackers, I can now eat just like a few, eat it with other things, and I can stop. That's the only reason I eat those things. But most people aren't in that place. So I agree with Kalel here. Don't even have the stuff in your house.
I don't want to do this either, but I reached a breaking point and I was like, enough is enough. I'm weak, so I gotta get rid of all of it. And I filled up an entire trash bag with literally everything that makes me happy in life. And I put it down the trash chute and...
Pause.